Hello, welcome everyone. My name is Ravi Singh and welcome to my another Udemy course. And this time the topic is AWS CloudOps Engineer. This is the newly redesigned certification launched from AWS Learning, and its short name is SOA-CO3. So this is the updated version of the AWS DevOps Engineer. And in this video I'm going to talk about everything you need to know before you take the exam. That includes how to prepare, the tips, what practice tests you need to follow, what learning material you need to follow, how you can prepare the exam so that you can clear it easily. So I will be discussing all of it in the coming video, so stay with me. So let's talk about the agenda for this video. So we'll be talking about the exam format, what are the domains or the topics which will be covered in the exam for the AWS CloudOps, what is the difficulty level, and at the end we will see how to best prepare for this exam and what are the things you need to follow. So let's move forward. So let's talk about the basic part of this AWS Certified CloudOps Engineer certification. So this is designed for the professional who takes care or who manages the platform, DevOps, and they also operate and troubleshoot the AWS environment. So you can say it as a overall admin of the AWS environment, and this particular skill is hot in demand in the market at this point, because all of most of the mid-size or small size or even the large enterprise are moving towards AWS or the other cloud platform, and they need people who can manage or optimize the environment. They can troubleshoot and find the issue with the AWS. So this certification in that aspect is very, very important. So you can expect in this certification the format will be multiple choice or the multiple response. So there could be one answer or there could be multiple answer. You could have a scenario based question, you could have a match kind of question, fill in the blanks also, those kind of question. You will be getting 180 minutes, so will be around 3 hours, and it will cost you around $150 to take the exam, and the delivery will be either at the exam center or you can have at your home using the proctor mode. Now the most important part is, to clear this exam you just don't need the theory or the document kind of reading skills. You need to know the hands-on experience with the AWS services, and you should have a strong troubleshooting skill. So if you have worked something like a ops mode of job, or if you have troubleshoot production issue, you know what I'm talking about. So you need some kind of experience on that also. So let's move forward. So what are the exam domains which will be covered in this particular certification for the AWS CloudOps? You need to know about the monitoring, reporting, and automation. So this will cover your CloudWatch, where you will be monitoring the performance, the CPU, memory, and other part of the AWS, and you need to know what is the issue with the infrastructure or the platform. CloudTrail is all about who did, when, and what they did. So every user who perform any activity, you need to go through the CloudTrail logs to find even the API calls and all the other activity happening in the AWS. So those kind of metrics will be you need to know how to monitor, how to report, and how to automate the end-to-end process. So it is very important that you need or you have skills to automate the complete log analysis part, or you can say the CloudTrail or audit trail, those kind of activity you should be aware, as well as how to automate the operational tasks. So those topics will be covered in monitoring, reporting, and automation. Now the reliability and the business continuity, like all the organization, even for the on-premises, just like that in AWS also we have backup and disaster recovery, and how to auto scale or descale. So those kind of skills you should know, and on the AWS platform, you should understand how to manage that. Now the next domain will be deployment, provisioning and automation. This is very important part of any DevOps, where you should be aware about the cloud formation or the beanstalk. Cloud formation is used when you are talking about the infrastructure as a service part, and beanstalk is more on the platform as a service. So there are a lot of scenario where you need to write a script which will automate the complete deployment part. Let's say you have to install a VM, right? You don't go and create a VM again from the UI part. So you have a script for that. So those kind of activity we can perform in AWS using the cloud formation. Elastic Beanstalk, again, if you have a different application like Java, Python or any other application running on the platform, you need to choose the Elastic Beanstalk, which let you to focus more on the application and not the platform. So this kind of knowledge is very important, and you should be acquiring those knowledge in this part: deployment, provisioning and automation. Then again, security and compliance. Now, like all the other cloud platform, you should know how to give access within the organization, outside the organization, what group we need to create, and how the access is given to the individual component in the AWS platform. So those kind of topics will be covered in the security and the compliance. And the last part is the network and troubleshooting. So all the network related activity, be it a VPC, VPN, your DNS, Route 53, all those part will be covered in the network, where you need to troubleshoot if there is any problem with the connecting to any resource, or any outbound connection is getting affected, or you need to add a new resource to the network. So those kind of activity you should be aware in this. Now let's move forward. So now let's discuss how we need to prepare for this exam. Now this is very important. You should not be wasting too much time here and there, and lose the focus on the main subject. So I will be giving you to the point and how I prepared, and how normally people try to prepare, because we have very less time as a professional to prepare for the exam. So you need to plan it very carefully. So the first thing you should do, if you have not even started for this exam, is go back and start with the exam guide. So in AWS documentation, you will find the complete detail of this exam, AWS CloudOps. You go through that, understand what kind of question or what kind of domain will be covered, what is the weightage, how much question will be coming from which part, and there will be some example question. You should see and understand the complexity of this certification. Now, very important is learn by doing. Now, AWS giving you the free tier, which you can set it up without paying anything. There are a lot of resources which are free in AWS for 1 year, so you don't have to worry on that. You can set up CloudWatch alarms, IAM policy, and practice EC2 troubleshooting. So you can create all your resources, whatever you need for this exam. If you go through AWS learning, you will see there will be assignment which you can complete on the AWS free tier. So my recommendation is not go only for the theory part, but go with this assignment, the exercise, and try to figure it out, try to solve those, try to troubleshoot the issues, and especially the EC2, which is your virtual machine resources on AWS. You make sure that you troubleshoot, and if there is any issue with the script, like automated script, or if there is any issue with the connecting to EC2, you should be aware about that. Then go to the AWS documentation and white papers. You will find a lot of documentation, white papers, forums. You go through that. Okay, it's not only like you have to go to AWS learning only. You go to this documentation, and you can acquire more knowledge on a particular topic. So go through that. Try to take a note for yourself, which will be very useful before the exam. So I would like to mention the architected framework and disaster recovery strategy. These two are very important, and there are good documentation on AWS side. So go through that. Then the practice test, very important. Once you completed all your learning materials, documentation, white papers, forums, and YouTube videos, you should go and practice something like which is closer to the exam. And for that I have created the practice test on Udemy, for which I will be sharing the link also in the exam, or you can find it on Udemy with my name, and you can go through that exam also. That will be very, very useful for your certification. Then join study groups or forum, very important. Even I have people in my organization, through them I talk to them, and if I come to know that they are also preparing, I join their group. We have a WhatsApp group also where we discuss like what are the topics you are preparing, any special link or anything they got. We ask question to each other. That will help you to clear some doubt and also to share the knowledge, and whether to check like you are on the same page or not. So that helps a lot. So join your peer group or your colleague or your friends who are preparing for the same certification. And also forums, this is very important, because in forums people ask question. They ask question like, I'm facing this problem in EC2, or I'm facing some issue in AWS CloudWatch, how to fix this, how to set up this. Those kind of question you try to solve and even reply to those forum. That will help you to gain more knowledge. So I will highly recommend to join the study group among your peers, or you can also contribute to the forums. Then build a study plan, very important. You make a plan, okay, and then you stick to that. It's not like you can study forever. There is a time limit for that, and especially for working professional, they have very limited time. So please plan it and put your hours for next 2 to 3 weeks dedicatedly, and try to finish the certification within that time. And as I said, like this exam is not test your knowledge, right? You have to think like a AWS CloudOps engineer, what they do, what are the scenario they are facing real world. So it's very important that you make it more practical than theory. Now I just want to mention one more slide on the difficulty level and preparation inside. So remember that SOA-CO3, which is your AWS CloudOps, is not a beginner level. It is at intermediate or advanced level. Okay, so it's very important that you should not take this very lightly. You are going to face a lot of scenario based questions. So it will be like a 1 paragraph or 2 paragraph of long use case, and then based on that you need to answer the question. Okay, you need to apply the AWS knowledge, whatever you acquire, in the real world. So make sure you solve more assignment, or even if you come to know that in your organization someone is working on AWS similar kind of work which DevOps do, then please connect with them and ask question with them. Now what are the topics you need to cover with respect to hands-on? So as I said, CloudWatch, CloudTrail, IAM, VPC. So you need to know how to write a script to automate the resource creation, what is how to do that as a platform as a service and infrastructure as a service, how to give access using IAM, and how to configure PPC. Now you should review the AWS well architected framework, especially for the operational excellence pillar. Okay, so you should be aware on this topic, and I'm not going to discuss that well architect framework. Maybe in some other video I will discuss that, but it's very important that you should go through this topic very carefully. You should practical troubleshooting scenario, very important. So most of the question you will see in DevOps are on the troubleshooting, and there will be a scenario. Okay, so it's very important that you should watch out for question like that. And if you see my Udemy practice test, I have included those kind of questions, so that is going to help you a lot. Okay, and some of the example are like application downtime or network issue, things like that. And most important is take the practice test. That will identify your weak areas and which domain you need to improve, and that is why I've included my Udemy practice test in the comment of this video. Now I'm just giving my top 5 tips. There could be more for the different people, but I'm just included my 2 cents on this. You don't first one is you don't just memorize, right? That's what I do. I try to understand the concept, apply it on the AWS resources, and try to understand that. Don't just memorize, because they may change the question, they may change the scenario, and that theory part may not help you. Okay, pay attention to the keywords when you go through the question. Even in the scenario based question, pay very focus attention on the keywords, like most cost effective. There could be more than one correct answer, but which one is the most cost effective solution, or which solution is highly available, something like that. So watch out for these kind of keywords and try to give answer to the scenario. Okay, of course, as I mentioned, AWS free tier is a great resource to get hands-on on your real deployment or creating resources. So please make use of that. Always review the rationale behind both correct and incorrect. So when you read the question, sometimes it happens that in our mind, when we go through option A, B, C, D, right, we find the option correct as A and we just mark it as a correct, but you still need to go through all of the option. Sorry. So what it will help you is, it will help you to understand why the others are not correct. So the moment you find one correct answer, you should not tick that, but you should still go through all the answer to make sure that you got the correct answer. Okay, now the last point. Sorry. Now okay, now the last point is manage your time. Very important. What I do, especially in long question like 2 hours or 3 hour exam, I try to first focus on the small or the question which are very easy to answer. So I scan through all the, let's say I have 60 questions, I will go through all of them, and the moment I feel no, this is going to take more time, I skip that. I go to the next question, which is easier one, right? So in the first scan, you should finish all those questions which are easier, and then you come back and then try to solve which are the longer question and which will take more time. So do not get stuck on one question just because it's going to take time. You need to move on and try to solve or try to get more correct answer. Okay, so I would like to conclude this video, and I would like to thank you all for joining me in this video. I just want to say that this video was created, this quick video was created just to help my fellow colleague and friends to understand what is AWS Certified CloudOps Engineer, how to prepare for this. And if you found this video helpful, I would love if you just give me a thumbs up, and you will like, subscribe, and share this video with all your colleagues who are preparing for this certification. And I have also included the Udemy practice test, which you will find in the description section, the link for the Udemy courses. Make sure you go through that, and I am sure you will clear the exam in first attempt. Dedicated your 2 to 3 weeks. And once again, I would like to thank you for watching my video, and I wish you all the best for your certification journey. Thank you very much.